He's got 4 tries. Doesn't that deserve a congratulations?
It does, and he'll get some congratulations later on when I see him. He knows what I'm like. As long as I don't say out bad, then I think that's a good thing. So, but no, I think he's played very well today. Unfortunately, too many errors spoilt what could have been a great occasion for him. So these things happen.
It takes some doing, doesn't it, to score 4 tries and end up on the losing side?
Well, it's something I've never done, so that's one chip on his block. So no, yeah, it's disappointing. I think that's probably the only word you can say about it. You know, I think that everybody's really proud of him. You know, as I said earlier on, he's done really, really well to get where he's got so far, and he's got a lot of hard work in front of him. But yeah, to score 4 tries and come out on the losing end, and yeah, there's not a lot more you can say about it, is there really?
Not really, is there?
No, like I said it earlier on. You know, we took his foot off the gas at times, and you know, the biggest word you could put across is that we went soft at times, and Cass took advantage of that. And especially down here, you know, you can't afford to let them get their backs up, and because they'll punish you. The amount of possession we give them, they'll punish you, and they did.
How big a deal was it for you coming down here to play? I mean, your first game here in Hull colours. You know, you played all your amateur rugby league around here. What was it like?
No, it was massive for me. You know, grew up coming to the stadium, watching Cass, and always dreaming about playing on it, whether it be for Cass or, in my case, I've got to play on it with Hull. But you know, in my eyes, it's one of the best grounds in competition because it is so enclosed, and the atmosphere is brilliant every time you come. So, and we've been a Castleford lad, you know, it was a great occasion for me to come and score 4 tries, but unfortunately we didn't get the win.
Are you conscious of the fact that he's standing growling on the terracing on an occasion like this?
Oh, it's all right. When I was younger, I had him stood on touchline growling at me, so I've kind of got used to that. So
glowering as well.
Yeah. No, he coached me for a couple of years as I played at Lock Lane, so you know, all the criticism, constructive or not, I take off him, but I also take a lot of praise off him as well in the background.
Has there been criticism, constructive?
There's always been constructive criticism off him. You know, all my career, you know, I don't think
you paid any attention to it.
It's only a bollocking if you listen, you know. So, but no, you know, I've taken into consideration everything that my dad said. You know, I had a great career, and not many people have what I have, and have that information fed to me. But like I say, for every criticism he gives me a lot of praise as well, and I take that on board.
Is it, in some respects, not a hindrance, but you know, you're conscious of the fact that you know your dad is who he is, and people are looking at that?
I've had to cope with that all my career and all my life. You know, I started at 6 and it even started then. You know, that's just something I've had to grow up with, and that's something I've had to bear on my shoulders. In my eyes, it's made me a better person, a better player, because I've learned to get past all the snide comments that people pass at you. But you know, I don't take it as an hindrance at all. You know, my dad and my uncle had 2 great careers, and you know, I'm very proud of what they've achieved. And what people need to understand is that I'll follow their footsteps, but I'll make my own tracks in the game.
Do you think there's similarities? I mean, in the
well, apart
style?
from him, I was going to say, apart from him being better looking than me, quicker than me, and scoring 4 tries in a game that I never did, I think that, I suppose the similarities are that he's very focused. He's got a desire to be successful. He knows what it takes to be successful, and he's got a football brain on him, which helps him. So, and I think that, you know, you put all that together, and you put the hard work and the effort in, and you know, something's going to happen sooner or later. And I think, as I said earlier, he's been very, very patient. He's worked extremely hard. You know, we're all very, very proud of where he's got at the moment, and how far we think he can go. But I know the club are very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very cautious in the fact that they don't want to put him in the limelight too much, and they're very conscious of the fact that there's an expectation out there for him now. He's set his own standards, and he's got to live up to them, and the consistency factor is a massive. So, and I know Peter's very conscious about that, and he don't want to put him in the limelight. And there's been a lot of media hype over the last 2 weeks or so, and he's got to deal with that, and I'm sure he will do in a very, very positive way. Take the good points out of it, and just kick on. His biggest thing is that he just needs to play continually well, and while he's doing that, then I don't think that anybody can say anything else.
Doesn't kick goals, does he?
He actually does, but unfortunately never got a chance to do that today.
Might have helped.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you have a goal kicker that you stick to, and obviously Daniel thought that he was capable of kicking the goals, and the last thing you want to do is upset somebody's confidence, and you know, with a confidence, kicking's all about confidence, and if you feel that you strike the ball well and you've got a chance, then you'll continue to do it. What you don't want is to be hiked off with a big stick in front of how many thousand people were here. So he obviously felt that he could put the ball over it. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen for him today. You know, on another day, he probably kicked 6 out of 6, and you know, everybody's happy. So that's what kicking's about. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. It's a thankless task, because when they go over, everybody pats you on the back, and when they don't go over, you're the worst enemy. So you know, that's just something you've got to live with.
Just got to ask you this. I mean, there was a try you scored. I think it was against Salford.
It's been going on about this for weeks now.
Well, I said that was a great try. He said, "Go on, what's your response?"
You asked me if I'd ever scored a try where I'd kicked the ball from 50 or 60 metres, and I said, well, I actually did against Leeds in the Yorkshire Cup quarter-final at Boulevard. So
I still haven't seen this one back.
No, but it is on a tape somewhere if you can find it. But
we're still looking.
But no, I mean, you know, people are always going to talk about, you know, similarities in people's games. I think that I've gone on record, time after time, saying that Ben's very confident he'll make his own way in the game, and he'll make his own, like he said, he'll make his own footsteps, and he's out there to make a name for himself, and it's great that he's been successful at the moment. I'm really, really proud of how hard he's worked to get where he's got to at the moment, and I'm sure that if he continues to work, he'll go for bigger and better things, and you know, and he'll make a name for himself, and you know, ultimately people will talk about Ben Crooks as being the player that he is, and not Ben Crooks, who's Lee Crooks' dad or Steve Norton's nephew. So, and ultimately that's what he wants to do, and that's what he will do. So.
Fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.